Alright, tonight we're going to plumb up the cab and get electrical and the water jacket up there for the heater. So, kind of give you an overview here. So I've already plumbed in the lines to the block and I've just got them capped off here. I'll put them up in this cavity right here, and then I'll show you up top here. They'll come out at this point. And then I'll feed it through right here, and then I've already got my valve in and everything's ready to go there, so we'll just loop it through and get it connected up. So down there at the other end, that's in or out, doesn't really matter, it just circulates through it whenever the valve's open. So, and then for electrical, we'll bring it up probably the same column and run it in there, and then we'll hook up for light and the fan. And I'm also going to have an extra circuit up there for lighting on the cab, and then another one for a rooftop air conditioner. So we'll go ahead and get started here. Alright, so you just saw me feed the power supply and the water jacket up through the column here. So I've got that coming out and laid over, and we'll get it routed through there for connection. And right inside here is where the hose is going to go. There's two plastic pieces that I need to put in there that protect the hose so it doesn't rub a hole in it. So I need to get those put in. And then I'll probably clip off the zip ties, push that through, and then I can connect it into the connections there on the heater core. Couldn't think of the name of it. So get that squared away. We'll pull the slack obviously on the water line up, and the power come down because it's going to go up underneath the panel and into the dash. So. Alright, so I felt like this is a good time to jump in and talk a little bit about the routing of the water jacket here. The valve that I've got, and the only one that I could find, is 5/8, and the hose that I've got is 1/2 inch. So I had to make a conversion between the two somehow. So I went to a hardware store and got a PEX 1/2 inch to 3/4 reducer, and it fits perfect. So I've got a piece of 5/8 hose. I'll slip it on that end, and then we'll convert down to the 1/2 inch, which will tie into the line headed to the block. So I'll go ahead and put that on, and then we'll get the line routed through the side, and then we'll get it tied together. Okay, so I got the water jacket plumbed in. I got my hoses routed and zip tied them in a few places just to keep them up out of the way. I'm getting ready to wire up the electrical. Popped it through back there and around the back side here and up. And we'll use the green for ground, so we'll be able to ground the cab good, be able to get good connection for the lights. And then the black wire we'll use to basically power up the fan and the inside light. And I'm going to go ahead and run the front lights off of it, and maybe the back. So I want to make sure I leave at least one circuit up here for a rooftop air unit. So anyway, that's what we're going to be doing now, just making up terminations. The original fan switch on here was bad, so I got this aftermarket one, and it'll slide in right there. I had those decals made by a local sign shop, and they did a great job. Took measurements and put it right to scale. It really turned out nice. So anyway, we'll get to it, get this stuff wired up. Alright, so I've been working the last probably 30 minutes or so wiring up the top side for the cab here, and here's what I ended up with that you saw in the time lapse. I'll figure out where these low, medium, and high wires go for my fan control once I apply power to the switch. But I've got my main line coming in, I've got ground, I've tied grounds in down here on the metal, and the brown ground will run around to the back for my backlights, and then the blue will continue up front on the headlights up front, and then the red wire is going to be powering the lights. So it'll come from the switch on the back down here, on the back side, and it'll come up here, and once that's on, then that'll turn on the cab lights. And then the white wire, I've got it kind of transitioned over here to a white with a red, and that's going to be my flasher. So I've got it ran around to the back. We'll tie it to flash on this side, and then I'll just run a piece over to hit that one. So that's where we're at. Really at this point can't do much more on wiring until the top is on it and I can get the lights mounted, and then once the lights are mounted, then I can start stubbing the wires out. So basically the red will hit this light and it'll run over to that one and then onto the back. Alright, so that concludes our video for part 3 of the Atlas 190 year-round cab restoration. Thanks for watching. Please hit like and subscribe and hit your notification bell so that you know when the next video is posted.